yard, you pick it up no matter what. Like one time I took my dog for a walk and was out of the poop bags, and she pooped on somebody's yard. So I got all the way home, jumped in my car with the bag, and went back to the house to pick it up.
I've done that as well. I've done
in a quarter mile, turn left onto Reese Road.
Rose, is if the poop is not as solid as you would like, so you go to pick it up in a person's yard and you realize there's still like some debris, so you end up having to make sure you want to get it up, you end up, pulling off their grass a little bit just to make sure there's no poop debris there, you know what I mean?
Yes. I'll take a bare spot in my lawn. The grass will grow back.
Yeah,
I just don't want to step in it, and then I've got to wash my shoes. Even after I wash my shoes, they still smell like dog crap. And I am going to go through, I will find out what dog.
Turn left onto Reese Road.
And maybe I will let this first one slide. I know people make mistakes.
Yes.
They do. That's why I say, yeah.
It's a calculated mistake. That's when I have an issue. But a repeat offender.
In a quarter mile, keep left onto Oak Hill Road.
Stepping in dog poop is maybe one of my most hated things in life. Seriously, it stops you in your tracks. What do? You gotta get it clean. What if you're in a place where you can't get it clean and it just smells?
Yes. And I mean, if it was my dog and I missed a pile, all right, I'm mad at myself. But I know it wasn't my dog because she is a big baby.
Keep left onto Oak Hill Road, then turn right.
Fences.
Let's go to Dean calling us from the beautiful town of Milford. What's up, Dean?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good morning.
So, jokingly, I would like to say, God, find out who it is and then
Turn right onto Oak Hill Road. Take a sharp right turn onto Oak Hill Road.
So, I actually had the exact same problem. So, I went and bought a ring doorbell, and I put a sign in my yard.
In 1.4 miles, turn right onto South Ortonville Road.
I'll bring it back to you. I have not had a pile in my yard since.
Wow.
Proceed to the route.
How many piles did you used to have before the sign?
I'd always have like one or two. And like, I know who one of the dogs were, but I don't know who the owner is because it was some person that didn't live in my neighborhood, just lived in my general vicinity. Their dogs just randomly roamed everywhere. But the other one was an older man that just let his dog crap on the corner of my yard from where the woods are to where my property is. I'm like, dude, I still have to mow my lawn. Like, it's still somewhere where I walk and try and do things like pick it up.
Yeah.
So, and it's even worse because I don't own a dog. So I know that it's not my problem.
Right. Yes.
I mean, the biggest, thanks for the call, Dean, the biggest problem we have with our dog, and maybe it's trained poorly, is this one dog, Rosie, she'll poop on other people's lawns, but not on, we have the sidewalk and then closer to the street. It's still the other person's property, but it's grass with a tree.
Yeah.
You want them to poop there, because it's not right, it's still their property, but it's not on their lawn in front of their home, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then she refuses. She'll only go pretty much on somebody's lawn. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to clean it up either way, but it's just like, I just think it's more embarrassing. Our telephone number, 248-539-9797. If you missed them yesterday, Brad Holmes. Join us at 702-9711.
Hey, I want to tell you about my friends over at Straith Orthopedics, because if you need a new hip or a new knee, pay attention, because Straith Orthopedics and Dr. Brandt, Dr. Fleischman are Michigan's top hip and knee robotic joint replacement surgeons.
At the next stop
If you've been
sign,
dealing with
turn right.
sports injuries, arthritis, or joint pain, you don't have to be dealing with that pain. And why would you want a robot? The surgeon can plan your entire procedure in advance. The incisions are more precise. It's less invasive, less chance of human error, less tissue, muscle, and ligaments removed. Therefore, you have a much quicker recovery time, like walking almost right after hip replacement. Robotic joint replacement comes at no additional cost to the patient because at Straith they accept most insurances, and it gets even better. There's
At the
two
stop
reasons.
sign,
One,
turn right
you
onto
do not
South
have to be
Ortonville
there
Road.
with COVID patients. They are a specialty surgery hospital. You're not there with sick patients. You're not there trying to find an orthopedic wing of a gigantic hospital. And the other reason, if you've got to spend the night, no sharing. You get your own private 5-star suite. So if you're in pain, do not wait another day. Give Straith Orthopedics a call and mention my name, John Jansen, at 855-STRAIGHT. That's 855-STRAIGHT, or online at straith.org. Straith Orthopedics is committed to you.
WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center. This report brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. All roads look great this morning. No issues along I-75, 275, or 94. It's also still pretty quiet along M59 and 696. Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical is hiring qualified HVAC installers.
In 4 miles, turn right onto Depot Road.
And office staff. Competitive pay, full benefits. Apply in the careers tab at mastercraftheating.com. That's mastercraftheating.com. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Text the ticket now. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
RocketMortgage.com. Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 33.
T-Mobile is bringing 5G from big cities to small towns across America. We've been investing billions to light up the largest and fastest 5G network. And now, according to competitive data from Umlaut, T-Mobile is the most reliable 5G network too. To celebrate, we're inviting everyone to upgrade their experience. Introducing the free 5G upgrade. Bring any working cell phone to T-Mobile and trade it in for a free 5G Samsung Galaxy. Still have a flip phone? If it can make a call, you can trade it in. Plus, all our plans include 5G access on the full T-Mobile network at no extra cost. Now that's an upgrade. T-Mobile is America's leader in 5G. Experience it today with a free 5G upgrade. Visit a neighborhood store or T-Mobile.com to learn more. Phone fee at 24 bill credits while supplies last plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required financing agreement may be due. Contact us. Qualified credit service and non-damage trading required. Most reliable according to independent third-party Umlaut. Crowdsourced user experience data from September 2020 to February 2021. Details at T-Mobile.com.
Small businesses are constantly looking for ways to advance their marketing strategies and grow their companies. That's why Dell Technologies assembled an all-star lineup of podcasters to create this year's virtual conference to share advice and inspiration for small businesses. Dell Technologies is here to help safeguard your business with modern devices and Windows 10 Pro, providing relevant content for your business's success. Follow along with all episodes of the Dell Technologies Small Business Podference on the Odyssey app, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts starting May 10th.
If you're looking for a place to call home, let North Bloomfield Properties find the best place for you and your family. We also provide pre-screened quality tenants to our property owners. We love to match good people to good homes. Contact us today, northbloomfield.com.
Parents, do you want to save your child's life? 97.1 The Ticket Student Heart Check.
Stay in the left lane.
The time to have your child checked. Contact the Ernst Cardiovascular Center at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. Learn more at
In 1 mile, turn right onto Depot Road.
Radio.com is now Odyssey. Download the Odyssey app and listen to 97.1 The Ticket and all the sports, news, music, and podcasts that move you. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Tony and Jensen.
some of the poop. Neighbors' dogs, yes. Not the neighbors.
Hell of a neighborhood.
Oh, man. What should John do? We have loads of ticket texts. Here we go. Hey, John, my uncle had the same problem after he figured out who it was. He saved several piles. Like you, he worked very early, so one morning before work, he took all he saved and sprinkled them all over the person's driveway. Never had the problem again. It's fitting that the morning show was literally debating dog. Okay, thank you. And
We did talk about the tigers.
yeah, exactly. You know, we're a little bit talking about other stuff. You know what? Get off your dog. Get off your lawn. Hey, John, Spartan fan, perhaps? Joey Orange.
Could be.
Turn right onto Depot Road. Then turn left onto White Lake Road.
I had the same problem, and after looking at my ring video, I found out it was coyotes.
Oh, really?
At the next stop
This
sign,
happened
turn
on
left.
Saturday. I cleaned the poop up in a bag and delivered it to the owner's front porch. We had a nice altercation, but he learned his lesson. Hashtag return to sender. It's Justin listening in Minneapolis. Someone in my neighborhood
At
has
the
a
stop
sign that
sign,
says, "Lawn
turn
under
left onto White Lake
surveillance. If a
Road."
dog poops in my yard, you will be prosecuted, dealt with according to
Prosecution.
Wow.
Yes.
As for the dog that just pooped in your yard, I would go up to that guy when you see him next and simply tell him you stepped in it, and if that ever happens again,
In
you'll
3.1
prosecute
miles,
or
turn
deal
left
with
onto
how you
Maestay Lake Road.
Well, that's like an old guy.
Prosecuted.
Yes.
Colton says, I hate when dogs bark nonstop and the owners do nothing about it. My neighbor has a German Shepherd that does not shut up. It's got to the point where whenever it's outside, I can bring my dog outside because it will run up to the fence and bark repeatedly, freaking out my dog.
Yeah. Dog barking is definitely one of those things that'll drive you nuts.
Right, we'll try to do that, put the dog in the blood, and once it starts barking, we'll bring it right back in. Kirk and McComb, what's going on?
Hey guys, just speaking on the subject, I don't know if I'm right or wrong for this, but call me selfish. I ain't taking no grocery bag and picking up my dog's crap. So what I do is I train my dogs. When you're on a leash, you don't use the bathroom. You can come home and use the bathroom just like I do. How do you think I'm right or am I wrong for that?
Well, I mean, that's great that you can train them to do that. Most people, I don't think, can. And this is a stupid statement I'm going to make, but if your dog's not going to, take a crap or go to the bathroom, why even take it for a walk?
Well, a little exercise.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exercise.
Yeah.
All right, thanks guys. That's
Yeah.
all I have.
Yeah, thanks, Kirk. Yeah. Hell of a dog trainer right
I
there.
know.
Yes.
If you need your dog trained, Kirk and McComb.
I mean, I'd rather my dogs do that. I don't like picking up. Who likes to pick up dog
No.
poop and then carry around the bag for the rest of the walk? It's nasty.
Well,
But that comes with owning a dog. You just have to take care of it.
But I'll clean up the dog poop in my own backyard.
Yeah, but you don't. Oh, but you do. You pick it up with a bag in your own backyard.
What can
I use a little shovel.
Yeah, use a
I
shovel.
don't have to bend down. Like I use a pooper scooper shovel.
And
So
you
I don't have to
have
touch it.
woods behind your yard too, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So just
All the poop goes in the woods.
scoop and toss.
I
We
do.
have a little can. We have a little can. It's like a defensive store there.
Scoop and score. Scoop and toss.
A little can where we deposit the bags with the poop, and every week trash day, those bags of poop go into the trash and get taken away.
Midsummer, that's gonna be right.
Oh, it is right all the time. It's going to be a little less right now because there's only one dog. Mike and Davison, you're on 97.1 The Ticket.
Yes, I have 3 signs out in my front yard that says no trespassing, including dogs. I have dogs in my electric fence that are in my yard. I have 2 of them, and they all stand right outside the electric fence and poop every week. I mean, I have hundreds of people walking in front of my house in the subdivision, and their dogs always stop in front of my house. Right? That's it.
Yeah. See, that's my worry is that if you get the dog poop scent, and that's where dogs end up, they become comfortable, they seek it out, then all
know this reason?
I don't know the reason. I'm guessing it's a little bit more, the pH balance is different. Yeah, it's either more acidic or more basic, and then the male pee.
But I don't know, ours doesn't turn yellow. We have where they go to the bathroom, it like grows in abundance. Like it gets, yeah. It doesn't turn yellow, it just grows even more.
Ours turns a little yellow, and we've tried pills. That is recommended stuff. Joe in Oxford, what's going on?
Good morning, Stony. John and Heather, how are you guys?
Good.
So I live in Oxford, a certain neighborhood. John knows it well. Used to a house on a lake.
Yeah.
So there's a guy who lives over in the sub at the end of that certain street. Two golden retrievers walking through.
At the next stop sign, turn left.
No, it was yesterday. It was Monday. After our garbage guys came through and picked up the garbage, the dude, Don, he thought he picked it up. Somebody picked the garbage picked up.
Oh, that's That's terrible. Joe was in Oxford. Does your dog ever poop on the blue turf?
No, we have not gone up to the blue turf. Dog's out.
Good.
Joe obviously lives in the neighborhood that my parents live in.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Maestay Lake Road.
Has blue turf like Boise State.
Yes.
But colored turf is not that uncommon anymore. I mean, you got the red turf at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, West Bloomfield. We have green and gray. Anyway, all right.
In 1 mile,
next,
turn
we'll
right
talk to
onto
the
North
Lions
Williams
general
Lake
manager,
Road.
Brad Holmes. How did he like his draft? 27 won the ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
It was a rough night for the Tigers, who finally get the offense on track but saw the pitching breakdown in the 11-7 loss last night to the Red Sox in Boston. Starter Michael Fulmer failed to make it out of the first inning, giving up 4 runs and 4 hits, while 6 relievers would combine to give up 7 runs.
At the next light, turn right.
Who says pitchers can't hit? The Atlanta Braves' Huascar Ynoa lasted a 427-foot grand slam last night's 6-1 win over the Washington Nationals. Ynoa gets his second home run of the year. He's also hitting .385 for the season. Make it 7 losses in the last 8 games for the Pistons as they get stoned last night by the Charlotte
At the light,
Hornets, 102
turn
to
right
99.
onto North Williams Lake
Melo Ball
Road.
had 23 points and 6 assists to lead Charlotte to that victory. In the wake of the NFL draft, odds makers now have the Kansas City Chiefs as a slight favorite to win Super Bowl 56. They're currently posted at 5.5 to 1 odds. Right behind them, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're at 6 to 1 odds. As for the Lions, they're on the board at 150 to 1 odds to win Super Bowl 56.
In
Meanwhile,
4.9
NFL
miles,
officials
turn
estimate
right onto
a total
Coley
of
Lake Road.
160,000 fans were in attendance for the league's 3-day draft this past weekend in Cleveland. That makes it one of the most attended sporting events in the world since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic 15 months ago. Today will be a practice day for the Red Wings. They're on until Friday night. That's when they'll take on the Columbus Blue Jackets in the next to last game of the regular season. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
By all indications, if you believe analysts, reporters, a lot of people, the Lions did pretty damn well. But, as far as grading drafts, we're not sure. You really can't grade a draft until after 3 years, probably. And the man who engineered his first draft as a general manager in the National Football League joins us now, and he's Brad Holmes. Good morning. How are you?
Morning, guys. How you doing?
We're good. You have a good night's sleep either Sunday night or Monday night? Getting everything done?
I would say it's much better sleep than the previous 2 months. I'll say that. Yes. I would answer that would be yes.
The one question I wanted to ask before we get into guys you selected is just something that I've never been privy of being in. I don't think John has, even though he was a player. and we all hear the war room and our board. We have this player. So without giving any names, because I don't think you would, how is your board set up? Do you like sit there and say, all right, let's say Trevor Lawrence, the number one player, we'll give him like a grade of 99, and then the next guy we give it 97 and 90, and it goes all the way down, and you just basically say, all right, next on my list, oh, here's 79, we're going to take
Stay
it
in the
because
second
everybody
lane
else is
from
gone.
right.
How does it work like that, or how does the board get set up?
Yeah, it's a good question, because it's actually not, from the surface, it'll look like a traditional, like what you'd say, quote unquote draft board, and every player's ranked, by, this value, like from the top down to bottom. But, what we do is we actually just put them in kind of what we call pods, and, and it kind of gives you some flexibility in terms of, you can operate it and utilize it as in terms of if you have to make an adjustment here and there. But once we do a very significant sorting process, and we kind of just get them in pods, or like often I would call buckets. And when the players are in those buckets or in those pods, then you can kind of say, okay, they're so close in terms of value. Now you can kind of go, after you've gathered all the information from the outside and everybody's opinions and everything, and all the data, then now you can kind of just go with your gut and say, okay, well, I think this guy might fit just a tad bit better, or, there's a little bit more of a hunch on this guy for this certain reason. So once you get him in that close proximity, then it makes it pretty easy.
Penei Sewell, obviously in that first pod, when he fell to you guys at 7, how active was that room? And in regards to I'm sure the phone started to ring. You didn't take long to make the pick. How active were those first those few minutes when you guys were on the clock?
You know what? We did get some dialogue from other teams, but when he fell, I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and just turn this pick in and do it immediately. I found out afterwards I was kind of in violation because I kind of did it a little bit too early, but I just couldn't really hold back the excitement that we had to give him. But to land a cornerstone foundational piece like him, and the more and more the talent level is easy to see, but the more and more you got to know the human being, he's just a great kid that comes from a great family, and he's just such a fit for what our culture is here, and it just couldn't be more excited. But it pretty much was an eruption of excitement.
The next two picks going defensive line, defensive tackle, back to back, kind of surprised some people, but I guess as our guy who comes on after us, Doug Carson, likes to say, double tap. You can never have enough defensive linemen, and when you saw what the running games did to the Lions' defensive line over the last couple of years, they'll leave you with no choice to just go with the best guys there at that position.
Yeah, and starting with Levi, he was just a cat that we had coveted from the very start, and actually probably not surprised for other teams that he was there. We were a little, we were not, I can't say surprised, but we were concerned if he was actually going to last down there. But, I know he kind of fell victim a little bit with some unfortunate things in the spring in terms of wasn't able to complete his pro day or his Senior Bowl, and then on top of the opt-out. So that may have helped him actually slide down a little bit. But, what you just said is that where we were at defensively last year, and how important that position is within Aaron Glynn's system that we're doing now, I thought it just made sense. But at the same time, it seems like people want us to go wide receiver over the defensive line, but I thought it was just too much of an important position. And Aline as well, just two very talented core pieces that we'll add, and we'll just see how quickly they develop and are able to contribute.
I guess everybody wanted the wide receivers. We just think we're Aaron Rodgers at this point.
Well, we ended up getting one, so
yes.
I think that worked out.
And Brad, I think the narrative when you watch and you just look on paper and you say, okay, offensive line, defensive line, defensive line. You know, the first 3 picks were bigs. Is it fair to say that you're building this team from the inside out, or is that just the players that were available at the time? They were just the highest in the pods that you had?
Yeah, those are just the players that we thought were the best fits and, you know, the ones that we were the most excited about. You know, we didn't, like I've said it before, we don't try to anchor ourselves in, you know, everybody has that general philosophy. You got to build from the inside out, or you got to build from the, I mean, look, if there was a foundational piece as a corner that's like, man, you got to have it, and then it would have been him, or it would, I mean, that's just it. So we don't really try to put ourselves, you know, pigeonhole ourselves, you know, in a corner or anchor ourselves, as I say often. So, Panay, Levi, Aline, they just happen to be the players that just made the most sense for us at the time.
Brad Holmes, the general manager of the Lions, joins us here on the Stoney and Jansen program. I'm just curious, do you guys look at all the mock drafts, the Kuipers and McShays, people, even dopes like me who do 3 of them? Do you even look at them and laugh? And how close are they?
We do look at them because, again, I've always been a fan of information and data, and never been one to turn away from that or look away from it. So that is information. That is another piece of data or resource that you can look at and see, like, okay, what is, because the reality is that
at the next light,
you know,
turn left.
They're not just making it up. So, you know, the people that are coming out with the mocks, you know, there's something that is coming from other pieces of information. So I think it is, there's some relevancy to, you know, take a look at it and see, you know, if there are some trends.
You signed, obviously, 13 undrafted free agents. I think 3 of those were wide receivers. You went with 1 wide receiver in the draft with Amon-Ra St. Brown. How much activity do you feel there will be between now and the start of camp? And are you looking to continue to add to that wide receiver room?
Yeah, we're always going to look to add, and it doesn't just stop with just wide receiver. You know, every single position that we can look to upgrade, to add more depth, add more competition at the end of the day, we definitely will. But Amon-Ra was huge for us. He was the guy that, you know, highly was coveted, high floor, high intangibles. He works so hard. He's everything that we're about from a culture standpoint, regardless of position. He's tough. He's got grit, passionate of football. So, and I just think it'll be pretty cool with his brother in the division. But he was one that we thought, you know, wasn't sure if he was going to make it there when we got, but so very, very excited that he was. And then we're excited about the guys that we added, you know, in undrafted free agency. So hopefully they'll come in and compete, and we'll see what happens.
How tough is it going to be for you, a competitive guy, to, you know, be the engineer during the season of, you know, it's a rebuild, even though you don't want to call it that per name, but it's not like baseball, which takes 5-6 years, or something that, you know, the Pistons are going through right now. But you kind of know going in, we're probably not going to win the first year. How tough is that, and how important is it for you to realize that's okay? We'll get better draft capital. Our young players will develop. How tough is that going to be for a competitive person?
Yeah, and I like the way you frame that, because I like the way you frame that question, because Dan and I are very competitive, and so for that reason, it really doesn't make it tough, because we're not going into it with a mindset as, you know, well, we know we're not going to be this year, or, you know, well, it's just going to be tough. Like, we just think positive. You know, we have optimism about, you know, what our plan is, what our vision is, and we're just trying to do the best job that we can and add the best players, and, you know, try to make sure that we find players that fit Dan's philosophy and his vision, and that's what we're just trying to do. We're just trying to be as competitive as possible and not trying to put any anchors or timetables on it or anything like that. We're just trying to do it the right way, and really that's all we can do.
It's been a little over 3 months now that you've been on the job. You've been working with Dan Campbell. He's been able to bring in his assistant coaches. How have you guys been able to build a relationship together so that you understand what Dan is looking for, he understands what you guys are looking for? Because a lot of decisions had to be made and will continue to be made all the way up until training camp.
Yeah, and that's been since the very start. You know, Dan and I's first conversation, I'd say even before we were officially announced as head coach and GM, it just immediately clicked that we're just on the same page, and it's been like that ever since. And it's really it's a testament to just what our process has been. It's an extremely collaborative process. Dan and I meet on everything, and there's not one person that can ask myself or Dan about something involving player acquisition or anything regarding the team that we're going to get a different answer, or that someone's going to get a different answer, because we're on the same page about everything. We're just kind of cut from the same cloth in that regards. We both are no ego guys, and we're all about what's the best thing for the Lions. So. And it's just been a very collaborative process, and that's been from the very top from Sheila. So it's been pretty natural. So I think we're going to be in good shape going forward, and we're just going to stick to our plan.
Well, we appreciate your time. We appreciate the transparency that we haven't seen in a long time around here. I think that's very important for not just for us, but for the fans who really want to reach out. And a lot of the social media stuff you guys have been doing is been really, really good. And thanks for being with us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks for having us, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, Brad Holmes, Lions General Manager, powered by BetQL. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL app today or visit BetQL.com.
At the light,
Hey everyone,
turn
it is
left
Heather
onto
Park.
Martin Road.
If you're a sports betting fan, you've got to check out my friends at BetRivers Sportsbook. With the baseball season underway and the pro basketball playoffs on the horizon, BetRivers Sportsbook is the place to be if you love exclusive bets and special promotions every day of the week. And who doesn't love that, right? Right now, BetRivers is giving new users a special first deposit match offer up to $250. So you want to get in on all the action? Here's what you do. You set up your account at betrivers.com. Then you make your first deposit and claim your 100% first deposit bonus using the code 250MATCH. Then BetRivers will match whatever amount you deposit up to $250. It is just that simple. So whether you're live betting the action on the hardwood or getting a jump on some baseball futures bets, BetRivers has you covered. So go create your account today using code 250MATCH and stay in the game with BetRivers Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Bet with a winner. Visit BetRivers.com for full terms and conditions. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by T&I Credit Union. Roads still look decent this morning. No accidents or major slowdowns. Road work is coming up today around Telegraph, both directions between Orchard Lake Road and Elizabeth Lake Road. A right lane closure is scheduled through the end of the month. The deck depot route you can trust is Woodward or Catholic Road. T&I Credit Union easily gets you the car financing you need. Drive your dream in no time with rates as low as 1.99% and a $100 gas card at closing. T&I Credit Union, here when you want them to be. Call or visit TICreditUnion.org for more information. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Helmet-to-helmet contact. Legally.
If your house was cold this past winter, it is going to be hot this summer. And now is the time to get your home ready for the hot weather with USA Insulation. But their premium foam isn't just about comfort. Although nothing will make your home more comfortable, their foam reduces the amount of allergens getting into your home. Their foam diminishes outside noise, and their foam will cut your heating and cooling costs all year round. And to help you get ready for summer, USA Insulation is offering their home show deals to everyone. Big discounts, low monthly payment plans, and special financing. So you can get insulated now and pay later. USA Insulation is made in the USA, and you save money because you're buying direct from the manufacturer. Don't miss these home show deals. USA Insulation. 1-800-USA-FOAM. That's 1-800-USA-FOAM. Or USAinsulation.net. USA
At the roundabout,
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. From rent increases, to increased orders, to, I'm gonna say it, unprecedented times. But don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward with fast, reliable internet on the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses and gives you the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next, and bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with this amazing offer. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution from Comcast Business. Starting at just $35 each month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in equal bill and auto pay required. Call for details.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper pet kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper pet kit. Because shed happens.
Hey, it's Boomer Esiason. Need to hire people fast? Indeed can help you beat the clock with powerful hiring tools like Instant Match. Just sponsor a job and Indeed will send you a list of resumes from Indeed's database on the spot. They also have 135 skills tests for things like computer proficiency or customer service talent so you can find the right candidates faster. Did you know 10 hires are made every minute on Indeed? Just goes to show when you need people for work, Indeed works. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's crunchy!
Salty. Nature Valley's sweet and salty peanut bars. Bursting with crunchy peanuts, dipped in creamy nut butter coating. Delicious. Nature Valley.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Call Hall Financial and get pre-approved for your new home today. We're even going to connect you with a top realtor in your area. At Hall Financial, our goal is to get you into your new home as quick and as easy as possible. Get started now. Go to davidhallmortgage.com.
Better bets, bet smarter, and beat the books today. Download the BetQL app today to better your chances. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Tony and Jackson.
Same story, actually the same result, different story. They actually did. It was 11-7, and the Pistons
fractured and failed to adhere to jury instructions.
I don't know. I mean, if you're changing the venue with the same jurors, I don't know what the difference is.
Well, I think if you change the venue, the jury pool is different.
Right, well, that I understand. So
That's, I believe they had asked the judge before the jury was selected, like, we need to move this to a new location that doesn't have as much. And this story was heard around the world. It'd be hard to find an area that had not heard of this.
Yes.
So
I heard there was a jury in Uranus. They were just hoping that they hadn't heard about it.
So Tom
And
Brady
you're just
has-
laughing because I said Uranus.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly. When did it become Uranus, by the way?
Uranus?
Yeah.
when people got offended by the word Uranus.
I didn't even know.
I don't know.
It was,
Guys,
I didn't even know it was changed.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I think it's technically Uranus,
Yeah.
right? Not Uranus.
Yeah, well, tomato.
Exactly.
Uranus.
Whatever. Tom Brady, he has 7 Super Bowl rings, but he came up short on the one accomplishment he really wanted, and that was a perfect season. So Brady revealed during this NFL's Draftathon live stream that he traded 2 of his Super Bowl rings to have an undefeated 2007 season.
When I ask, would you be willing to trade 2 Super Bowl rings to win that 1 Super Bowl? You got to trade 2 for 1.
That's a good question.
Well, you know, do I get the 2? Do I get the 2? You get the 2. Okay, yeah. No, you can have that one. Be perfect.
So he basically just said he would. Then people were wondering, well, which 2 rings do you think he would trade?
Well, I think you would trade the Seattle one because some people think he really shouldn't have won that game anyway because of Pete Carroll's ridiculous call. And maybe, so you're not going to trade the first one.
No.
You probably aren't going to trade the second one because they went back to back. And I'm not saying this for biased reasons.
Stay in the right 3
Maybe
lanes.
the one they beat Philly in.
Yeah, but they ended up losing to Philly.
I know.
And so
that doesn't.
Yeah, when you have so many that you give 2 away just so you can display them all on one hand, and say that one of those is an undefeated season, like I understand the concept. It would be very hard to give up 2 Super Bowl rings.
Right. Well, you'd also have to give up the experience.
Right.
You'd screw your teammates over. So. There probably were some guys who only played on one you give up a shot.
Yeah.
So there's this woman, 77-year-old woman in Florida, and she got upset last week over the thickness of the tomato slices on her Whopper for Burger King. Okay, she doesn't say if they were too thick or too thin, but either way, she was really unhappy with them.
actually opening up a third location in Birmingham area. But my favorite, it's called a Black Russian. It's a pumpernickel bagel with onions.
Okay.
Oh.
Big, really.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Well,
With cream cheese too, or just
yeah, cream cheese, butter, and horseradish.
Oh, I thought you were just saying just onions. Got it.
No.
Yeah. I'll take that one.
I wouldn't, but teach their own.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thank you very much, Heather. All right, coming up next, the Tigers received some bad news yesterday, and it wasn't just on the field. I'll explain. 97.1.
Protecting your family and your possessions. There's very little in life that ranks higher on a daily to-do list than that. And the first line of defense in that protection is literally the roof over your head. It's a barrier to the brutal extremes of the sun, the wind, the rain, the hail, and the winter. Oh, the Michigan winters. They prey upon weaknesses in your roof like a lion on a gazelle. Luckily, you have Victor's Roofing on your side. Victor's Roofing has more 5-star reviews than any other roofing company in Michigan. Victor's Roofing offers a free video inspection of your roof. Victor's Roofing offers a lifetime leak-free guarantee. And Victor's Roofing will repair or replace your roof quickly, efficiently, and leave the area around your home cleaner than they found it. Guaranteed. Protecting your family and your home is a big job. Don't go it alone. Call Victor's Roofing today for a free roof inspection and estimate. 734-773-1100 or book an appointment online at victorsroofing.com. victorsroofing.com.
You have $1 million home? I got $1 million buyers lined up. Hi, it's Mark Z with EXP.
It's finally time to get outside, but it's also the time when new or old injuries can start up. You know, that nagging tightness in your hips or those strains in your knee. Maybe it's also the time to start Athletico Physical Therapy. Instead of going to your doctor first, start with physical therapy. With no prescription needed, their team of experts will find the source of your pain and start healing it before it progresses, so you can finally live pain-free.
It all starts at Athletico Physical Therapy. Schedule your free assessment with athletico.com. No prescription needed in most states.
Come on, come in, let's begin. At MichiganLottery.com, the one place you'll find exclusive games like Queen of Diamonds and Michigan Cash Drop, plus Powerball and Mega Millions that can reach $1 million. Cash out online or at your favorite store. And all proceeds support Michigan schools and businesses. Get 100% match on your first deposit up to $100, plus free games. Sign up with promo code RADIO. No real limits is always the best value. So play on Michigan, 'cause we are it.
For many homeowners, your crawl space is a place you never go, or maybe only when it's absolutely necessary. It's nasty, wet, and moldy, or maybe your floors are sinking. Well, it doesn't have to stay that way. Encapsulating your crawl space with Foundation Systems of Michigan's exclusive system keeps moisture out, protecting your home and making it more comfortable. Stop living over an unhealthy crawl space. Call the experts at Foundation Systems of Michigan for your free inspection.
To take exit 22 onto Michigan Avenue at US 12.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches.
At the next light,
call Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
To all you do-it-yourselfers, get ready to welcome Fram into the fam. Because America's #1 oil filter brand now has their own new line of motor oil and fluids. And it's only at Advance and CarQuest Auto Parts. Stop into Advance and choose from 4 new Fram oil change bundles starting at just $20.99. They have the oil and filters you need to keep your engine running stronger, longer. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Tapura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, call 877-734-2200.
The Detroit Red Wings play the Columbus Blue Jackets. Beginning Friday at 6:45 on News Radio 950 WWJ.
The 1-1. Swinging a fly ball, left field deep. Trouble, gone. Sizzling line drive. Number 6 for Bogarts. 1-2 game here in the second.
Second inning. They lose 11-7 to the Red Sox. The bats did heat up. 10 hits. Robbie Grossman was on base a lot. He had 3 hits. Jacoby Jones with a home run. As we've mentioned countless times, 2, 3, and 4. Candelario, Cabrera, and Scope a combined 0 for 13.
Over.
Miguel Cabrera right now is mired in a 0 for 23 stretch. His batting average for the season is 105, and he's hitting 6 of 57. And we know 105 won't last because it didn't last more than a couple of years here. Anyway, he might drop to 97-1, but that means he'll be here forever. Look, it's really bad. It's nice that they finally got some hits, but of course the pitching falls apart. I think Fulmer is much better out of the bullpen, or when he knows he's only going to go 2-3 innings, which actually was yesterday because that was Boyd's spot. So, I think Fulmer lost his mind a little bit because he got squeezed on the first batter. He thought he struck him out, he walked him, and after that he committed the error, and he was bad after that. So, but okay, so the on the field news is obviously very bad, and the off the field news got really bad yesterday as well. Especially if you're trying to evaluate Al Avila, and this ain't Avila's fault per se. Okay, but Franklin Perez, who was considered by not just Al Avila, not by Detroit media, by national media, by Baseball Americas, whatever. The Justin Verlander trade pieces that they got were considered pretty damn good, especially at the last minute. And Franklin Perez was the ace of the haul, along with, Daz Cameron and Jake Rogers. Well, Franklin Perez has been injured throughout his Tiger minor league deal. And yesterday, at the age of 23, they announced that he was placed on the injured list by the West Michigan Whitecaps. He has a right shoulder capsule defect and is scheduled to see another doctor, the head team physician for the Dodgers and Rams, on Thursday in L.A. to get more info about his injury. That just does not sound real good, if you ask me.
No.
And even during the season before this, his velocity was really, really down. To add to that, Daz Cameron also in that trade with Verlander will start for AAA Toledo on the 7-day injured list. He has a fractured right wrist. And oh yeah, by the way, the third member of that trade, Jake Rogers, started off the minor league season in Toledo yesterday, going 0 for 3. So, not good news at all. The Tigers can't get much good news from anyone. Even yesterday, 2 of their 3 teams that played, minor league teams, won in their openers. The Mud Hens win 8-6, but Manning got shelled. 3 home runs. Jimenez gave up a home run. The good news is Nunez, Mazar, and yes, remember this guy, Kristen Stewart. He hit a home run. In Erie, Riley Green went 2 for 5. And in West Michigan, in his Whitecap debut at high A-ball, Spencer Torkelson 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts, the last one on 3 pitches. Look, it's not even a small sample size.
No.
It's a minute, it's a microscopic sample size. But, you hear
coming
that.
Off of spring training.
Right. You say, oh my God, the number 1 overall pick can't play. Let's cool your jets on that. Because the number 1 overall pick for the Astros in 2012 was Carlos Correa, and it took him, I believe, 3 years to get to the majors.
Mm-hmm.
So let's cool your jet. I like throwing those stats out there, but the Perez thing is really disappointing, and it's bad luck. I mean, you can't blame Avila for that. You can blame him for a lot.
Right.
You can't blame him for that.
You can't blame him for injuries.
No.
That's for sure. But there is again, this is a small sample size. big names and hoping for return in that trade. But at some point, you've got to start making your own luck.
Yeah.
And you can't just say, oh, well, Franklin Perez, we didn't know he had a capsule defect, and hopefully it can be fixed. Obviously, Daz Cameron, he's going to heal. Hopefully he, plays better. Jake Rogers, all of these
Turn
things,
right onto Columbia Avenue.
You
Then
just
your
at some
destination is on
point
your left.
have to look and say, okay, well, we've had a lot of bad luck, but what are we doing to create our own luck?
Yes.
And it just doesn't seem like they're doing anything.
No, even on the field, they were losing 7-2, and then they made it a game at like 9-7, and bases loaded, and maybe hits no double play, and then it was